One of the important roles of a hospitality director is to empower and reinforce the ability of the team to use their emotional intelligence to drive results of our guests' satisfaction. The effect of this empowerment, when well guided, advances our employees' creativity, which in its constructive use can influence positively our guests' emotions. Guests' feelings as such will build a strong commitment and trust towards our brand, the IHG. Our responsibility as IHG employees is to use our creativity to engage our guests on an emotional level, offering them much more than facilities. Here at the Devient Intercontinental Tel Aviv, we believe in our unique human factor.
My name is Shani. I am working in the Devient Intercontinental Tel Aviv as a guest relations representative. Well, today I'm going to tell you the story about Mr. Pozmatier, who, along with his service dog Bullet, was a guest of ours. Upon their arrival, Dana, the evening manager, met them. Approximately at 4 p.m., our operator received a call from Mr. Pozmatier. He wished to speak to Dana. On the phone, he was very blurry and confused, saying that he had injected himself. And then she understood that he had some kind of allergic reaction. She immediately called me to the room and just to help calm everybody down and arrange for an ambulance for him. Just before we left the room, I noticed that Bullet was a bit hysterical. She was running all over the place. She was barking a lot. I think she realized that we were about to leave without her. Bullet is 12 years old. She's been with Mr. Pozmatier since she was a puppy. She doesn't know anything else but to be by his side and take care of him. And so I mentioned that I will take full responsibility for her. In the ambulance, Bullet was a princess. She wouldn't leave his side. Medical crew completely fell in love with her. Every time his measures would go up or down, they would put her little palms in his hands just to reassure her and to let her know in their own way that everything was okay with him and he will be fine. When I heard that Mr. Pozmatier might be staying the night in the hospital for observation, I thought that the best idea would be just to take Bullet to my home. So I called my roommate and had her to take from my friend's house an extra bed for Bullet, and I headed back to the hotel. I wanted to grab some toys for her, and she has a special food that she's eating, also some treats for her that will smell and feel like home to her while she's in my home. But I already knew that on my way home I will visit Mr. Pozmatier in a hospital again, as he was all alone in the country. He had no relatives or no contact person. When I arrived to the hospital, surprisingly, I saw Mr. Pozmatier. He was standing on his 2 feet. He was smiling at me. He was recognizing my face. So the doctors checked up on him and decided to discharge him after 1 hour. I arranged for a taxi to come and pick us up from the hospital back to the hotel. With one small stop on the way, we had to pick up Bullet from my home back to the hotel with her owner. Because of our actions that night, we now have a lifelong loyal guest who swears he will never stay in a different hotel while visiting the city. This is my story about Mr. Pozmatier and service dog Bullet as one family.